When did you regret judging a book by its cover? I was having the worst day ever. My car broke down on the highway and I had to call an Uber to get to my job interview. The driver who picked me up was this guy who looked like he'd been living in his car for weeks. His name was Mike, and he had greasy hair, wrinkled clothes, and the car smelled like fast food and cigarettes. He was driving this beat-up Honda with duct tape holding the bumper on. I was already stressed about being late, and now I'm stuck with this guy who seemed like he barely had his life together. Mike tried making conversation, but I gave him one-word answers. "Big interview today?" he asked, looking at me in the rearview mirror. "Yeah," I said, not wanting to chat. "What kind of work you going for?" "Marketing," I replied, checking my phone. The whole time I'm thinking this guy probably never had a real job in his life. When we got to the office building, Mike said, "Good luck in there. Hope you get it." I just nodded and got out without tipping him. The interview went terribly. I was still rattled from my car breaking down, and I could tell the interviewer wasn't impressed. 2 weeks later, I got the rejection email. I was broke, unemployed, and my car repair was going to cost $3,000 I didn't have. I started driving for Uber myself just to pay bills. On my third day, I picked up this passenger who looked familiar. It was Mike, the guy who drove me to my interview, but he looked completely different. Clean haircut, nice suit, carrying a leather briefcase. "Hey, don't I know you?" he asked, getting in the back seat. I was embarrassed, but admitted he'd driven me to an interview a few weeks ago. "How'd that go?" he asked. "Didn't get it," I said. "Sorry to hear that. Job market's tough right now." I was curious, so I asked where he was headed. "Board meeting downtown. I'm the CEO of a tech startup." My jaw dropped. "Wait, what?" Mike laughed. "Yeah, I know how I looked that day. I'd been up for 72 hours straight working on a product launch. I'd been sleeping in my car because my apartment was being fumigated, and I hadn't had time to shower or change clothes. I felt sick to my stomach. The company I was building just got bought by Amazon for $50 million, he continued. That's why I'm dressed up today, meeting with their executives. I pulled over because I couldn't focus on driving. "I'm so sorry," I said. "I was such a jerk to you that day." Mike shrugged. "Don't worry about it. I get it all the time. People see the outside and make assumptions. But here's the thing. The company that interviewed you that day, I just bought them." My blood went cold. "Really?" "Yeah, we acquired them last week. Their marketing department needs a complete overhaul." He pulled out his business card. "Email me your resume. I remember you seemed stressed about that interview, and I felt bad for you. I could use someone who's been through some tough times. Makes you hungrier." I stared at his card. "Why would you help me after how I treated you?" "Because I've been where you are. Broke, desperate, getting judged by people who don't know my story. Everyone deserves a second chance." 3 days later, Mike offered me a job as marketing director. The salary was double what I would have made at the other company. On my first day, Mike introduced me to the team. "This is Sarah, our new marketing director. She's going to help us grow this brand." After the meeting, he pulled me aside. "Just so you know, I never hold grudges, but I do remember how people treat others when they think it doesn't matter. You treated me like I was invisible that day, but you were going through a lot. I get that. Just remember this feeling the next time you meet someone who looks like they're struggling." I worked for Mike's company for 2 years before starting my own business. He was my first investor. Now, whenever I take an Uber or meet someone who looks down on their luck, I remember that day. You never know if the person you're dismissing might be the one who changes your life, or if they're going through the worst day of their life and just need some kindness. I learned that appearances can be the most expensive mistake you ever make.